Hey y'all, thank y'all for joining me. I am winging the shit out of this 2026 Clear the Path reading. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back, and you are probably familiar with the Clear the Path spread that I've been offering to you guys individually. Quite a few of you have taken advantage of that spread and now have some deeper insights as to where the blocks have been for you, and how to clear those blocks. But I decided, instead of doing a regular smegular 2026 reading, I am going to use that very same spread. So I'm winging it, but not so much, right? Usually, well, lately, I've been coming out here with a ton of notes, and I have very few to provide this time, but I am going to be pulling cards, which is something I haven't been doing a whole lot of in the readings, because it's been so just intuitive, channeled messages. I hadn't really felt led to pull any cards, but we're going to do it today so that we can get an overview of the energy of 2026 as we are on the brink of the change of the calendar year. I'm recording this on December 17th. We may have some interruptions because I'm on one of my breaks at school. Every now and then, every so often, they come on the intercom to say something that I deem irrelevant. But anyway, so we're gonna be tapping into the current road for the collective, the blocked road for the collective, the key to unlocking that road and what it looks like on the other side. And I'm also going to be providing some additional insight over on Patreon. So if you'd like to become a Patreon member, there will be some exclusive content over there. If this message resonates with you beyond the year 2026, as many of my readings do, they are timeless, then feel free to still check out the messages that are coming forth and apply them as you deem necessary, because at the end of the day, time is an illusion. So I got my cards, and we're going to get into the spread. But first, I want to point out the significance of the Chinese New Year, I think it is, which is in February. So 2025 was the year of the snake, and numerologically 2025 has been a universal 9 year. 9s are all about closing out cycles, and that is so in alignment with it being the year of the snake, because the snake sheds skin, changes identity, transforms. When the snake gets uncomfortable in the skin that it's in, it begins to cause friction and rub against something so that that old skin can come off and its new skin can shine. So that's all about us having a shift in the way we show up in the world. For many of us, those shifts have been not only external but internal. And one thing I haven't been seeing a lot of people talk about in reference or regards to 2026 being the year of the snake is the shadow of the snake, and how I know for me, my intuitive ability to see through sneaky shit has been heightened this year, to recognize patterns of snake behavior, whether the person means to or not. I've been able to see through it much clearer, and that is a gift. So that's something that in your reflection you may come to understand. It is important that before you jump into new goals and New Year resolutions and all of that, that you have taken some time before turning the page on the calendar to reflect on what this year, 2025, what that experience has been for you, how significant it has been for you. So I'm going to be providing some journal prompts for reflection over on Patreon. One other thing that's important about reflecting on the year of 2025 is that it is represented by it's a universal year 9, and 9 in the Orisha pantheon is associated with Oya, which is the Orisha of transformation, change, and storms. And so for many of us, the change that we've experienced has come by way of some chaos. It hasn't come easy. It's come by way of things being shaken up. And oftentimes when storms occur, it's one of two things going on. It's something external, something that the divine set in motion, or something that our own attraction to chaos has created. Whether it's in us, it's always in us somehow, or it's being perpetuated by the circumstances outside of us. Like, we may not want to admit it, but some of us like a little drama. We like a little fuck shit. We don't like peace. Like, some of us, if it get too peaceful, we got to do something to fuck it up. And that's where the shadow work comes in. And for some of you, that is what you're leaving behind. That is the skin that you've shed. And so if that's been your journey and you've reached a point where you've transmuted that energy, and instead of perpetuating, initiating, taking part in, participating in chaos and drama and low vibe shit, like, you're taking that same need or desire for thrills and doing something healthy with it, something constructive. You're being intentional about having adventure in your life and breaking the monotony and not settling for boredom, but shaking things up in a very healthy way. You're taking some trips, you're starting some businesses or some projects, you using that energy to be creative and plan some dates, or, there's a myriad of ways you can use that very same energy instead of entertaining dumb shit. And I only speak from experience because that's something that I've had to, many moons ago, identify in myself, where if all this fuck shit and drama and chaos is going on around me and it's a pattern, something in me is attracting this, right? So for many of you, that may be the conclusion that you've come to in 2025. So I'm going to be providing some information, some details on working with the energy of Oya, because I know, me personally, I've decided I'm not shifting gears and moving into the new year without honoring the change in the skin that was shed in 2025. So I'm going to be providing some details on how you can go about doing that in your reflection and celebration of how far you've come up to this point. And then we're going to get into what we shifted into, because not on America's New Year or New Year Day, New Year holiday, but on, I think, February 17th, is the Chinese New Year. And that is when the year of the fire horse begins. And that fire horse energy is totally different. It's what the year of the snake prepared us for. So we're talking about increasing our momentum to move forward passionately toward more divinely aligned things in our lives. We're talking about leadership. We're talking about being on a destined path, like knowing what it is that God has set forth for you or where you're being led and courageously going in that direction. Having the willpower to go in that direction, because guess what? You're not holding on to all that old shit that you shed in 2025. So we're transitioning into that energy, having that stamina to move forward. For many of us, we're leaving 2025 like the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior. We've been through some shit, but we persevering. And at some point, we're about to get our second wind. To keep going, to not allow our previous experiences to discourage us, but if anything, to encourage us. So that is beautiful. And 2026 is a universal 1 year. Oh, I gotta turn this heat off. I'm about to. Hold on. I'll be bringing my little space heater with me to work, because they be having it cold like a fucking meat locker around here. And when I'm cold, all I want to do is sleep. I don't care what's going on. Give me a blanket and a pillow and I can knock out if it's cold enough. So in order to stay woke and comfortable, I bring my heater with me. But sheesh, I don't know if it's the talking or what, but I feel like I'm about to melt. And I got on all these clothes. But anyway, universal year 1, a new beginning. For many of us, that's what we so desperately need. We need a new beginning. We need a fresh start. We need a do-over. We need a change of scenery. We need a new group of people to exchange energy with. Like, after the experiences that we've had up to this point, ending that 9-year cycle, because that was what 2025 has been, the culmination of a 9-year cycle. We're ready to do a new thing and show up in a totally new way. People ain't gonna be able to recognize us who knew us previously, you know what I'm saying, because we so enthusiastic about something new. And so I love that for us. We've released a lot of karma. We're no longer taking those generational curses and patterns into the future with us. We're no longer carrying the weight of traumatic shit that we've experienced. We're free of all that emotional baggage. And for some of us, as we are, 2 weeks away from the end of the calendar year, and a little old, probably like 2 months, 2 months to the date, actually. Yeah, 2 months away from the shift changing into the year of the fire horse. We're wrapping up some old shit. We're wrapping up the karmic release, or we're healing from the karmic release so that we can hit the ground running and stand in our power and our sovereignty as an individual being, aligning with other sovereign beings to work together toward common goals. And for many of us, it's like we've been on a journey of self-discovery in 2025. And what we learned about ourselves on that journey is, it's like we have a thirst for more knowledge, for more wisdom, for more deep experiences, for deeper connections with like-minded, like-hearted souls. And it's no longer good enough to just be like-minded. We are actually looking at the quality of people's hearts, because you could talk to people that's like done read the same books you read, watch the same shows and movies, feel the same type of way about certain things like politics and stuff like that, but when you really get to know them, you'll see their heart ain't in the same place, you know. And sometimes that can make you uncomfortable. I told you at some point they were gonna make an announcement, a bell was gonna ring or something, but that siren going off is also symbolic of that being something. What I said at the time that bell went off, it's symbolic to somebody. You might need to rewind and go back and listen to that, because that's where you are on your journey, or a perspective you had not looked at it from, about assessing people's heart posture. the health of their heart. You know what I'm saying? So the universal year 1 is alignment with the Orisha Obatala. Obatala is this wise elder who helped to keep things in order, calm and peaceful, purified. When I think of Obatala, I think of the scripture. I think it's Psalm 51 or 52. It's one of them. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me, which is one of my favorite scriptures, because he represents purity and wisdom. You gotta have been through some shit in order to have cultivated wisdom. You got people out here that's just going through shit over and over and over and ain't learning nothing. But that's the thing that makes you a wise elder. I tell people all the time, like, it's a difference between old people and elders. Elders are wise, and they carry themselves in a way that automatically magnetizes respect, reverence, high regard. And then you got old hoes. You got old people. You got old niggas. You know what I'm saying? And those are the ones who just as foolish at 82 as they was at 28, who live in that same lifestyle and can barely teach you anything because they're not learning their lessons themselves. So we want to be mindful of aligning with those people, taking their advice, and also becoming those people. I had a period in life where I was fanatical about Lisa Nichols. She's an author and a public speaker. Lisa Nichols does a few things, but I was watching an interview where she was talking about how we are now creating our like front porch rocking chair moments with the kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, the neighbors, like whoever we connect with in our older age, in our maturity. We're creating those experiences now, those stories that we share, that wisdom that we share. So we need to be mindful of how we're navigating our journeys with that in mind. And connecting with Abatala helps us to align with that energy of wisdom and maturity and peace and clarity and order. And so, like, coming out of the year of the snake and Oya with the storms, it doesn't mean that we won't have storms. But what it does mean is we went through a lot of those storms in 2025 so that we can have peace and enjoy the calm after the storm in 2026. And also, when certain storms do come, we'll be, by way of our experiences, by way of the wisdom we have, we're better equipped to have inner peace while they occur. We can be in the eye of the storm, safe from the chaos and the conflict of the storm. So that's something to be mindful of as well. Again, I'm going to be sharing correspondence specific to Obatala's energy on the Patreon video. So you definitely want to check that out if any of that resonates with you. But I am going to be transitioning into this spread because I myself am curious about this collective clear the path energy, as I am a part of the collective. So I'm gonna pray and then we're gonna get into it. So Ola Dumare, Ori, Egon, angels and spirit guides, I thank you for your love and light, and I ask that you bring forth the best messages for the highest good of the collective. May every individual under the sound of my voice get something that they need as we move into 2026. And so it is. I'm seeing 111 on this clock across the room as we move into this universal year 1. New beginnings. New beginnings that are more aligned with our sacred contract, what we signed up for. For many of us, we just been earth schooling our way through to this part where it's becoming clearer to us what's in our Akashic records, who's meant to do what with us and how. And what all has not become clear is going to become clear over time. So we're doing the necessary to make sure that our fields are clear, that we're not bogged down by old mess, other people's mess, distractions, so that we can focus. There's a need for focus. So the current road for the collective is one of the Emperor. If that ain't a Batala sitting there with that gray hair and that crown on, represented by the number 4, that's daddy, granddaddy. You hear me? So we definitely are aligning with that Obatala energy, which is divine masculine energy, but it is also mature, wise masculine energy, standing in your authority. You know how they say old people will say anything. Goddamn, they earn the right to. I done been through the civil rights movement, the transition from motherfucking horses to cars, goddamn sitting at the back of the bus and boycotting, and the invention of ice cream. And I hope I don't say our ages, but I'm just saying, like, when you've been through centuries of change and you've seen innovation and technological advancements, and you've experienced times where it wasn't even lack because you didn't know nothing about no computer. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know nothing about no GPS. So you MapQuest. You printed out the MapQuest before you went on a trip because you knew wasn't no such thing of a Google Maps. It was never thought of. Like, you lived through those kinds of times. You deserve some level of reverence and respect, and to be able to say what you want to say. Now, that don't mean they should be disrespectful. That is a myth that has kept us bound when we have this hierarchy of, oh, that's an older person, so you let them slide with disrespecting you. I ain't saying that. Like, I ain't saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, there are certain freedoms and levels of respect that are due to elders. Again, I'm one of them people that believe there's a difference between elders and old people. Because if you act like an old person and you disrespectful toward me, I'm going to treat your ass like you 22. Like, I don't care. You going to respect me, I'm going to respect you. And if we not, then we can do that too. But yeah, this Emperor energy, my God, today I love to see it because people are taking control of their lives. That means we're taking control of that horse. We're reining the shit in, and we're not letting our passions and how we govern ourselves just be all over the place. We're focused. The Emperor, do you see the look on his face? That man is very focused, and this is masculine energy, so that's all about action. And horses represent focused action. So I love that for us as a collective, because this is the current road that we're on, taking charge of our life, standing in our authority. The Emperor represents the current energy. So many of us, by way of the experience of shedding their skin, we are now more mature, and we're more in our masculine energy. That's dope as hell. And the blocked road, the 9 of Cups. So what's blocked is you get into what it is that you truly desire, your wish fulfillment, comforts. For many of you, it's like you're meant to live a comfortable life. You're meant to have what it is that you desire, but you had to get rid of some things, some people, some ideas, some habits. Some of you, where your schedule is set up, it's been blocking your wish fulfillment, your 9 cups. You know, the 10 of Cups is when you have total emotional fulfillment. That's your happily ever after. The 9 cups is like, okay, I'm straight. I done worked hard, or I done manifested, because we ain't always got to work hard to get what it is that we desire. God will bless us through ease and grace as well. But I've accumulated this 9 cups, and it's one cup missing. And the block is you getting that one other cup. So I love that for y'all, because what it says is, hey, one cup, you just need to make the self-loving decision to get something started. The Ace of Cups is self-love and being the holy grail, your cup running over, and having overflow to share your love with others. So what that says is, for many of us, the road that's blocked for us is that people pleasing. It's like the remnants of whatever might be, the residue of whatever might be still left to handle after this cycle, this 9-year cycle, and ending 2025. Whatever it is, it's requiring a very self-honoring decision. You know what you want. This is somebody who, he know what he like. He know he like his eggs scrambled with cheese. He know he like his champagne chilled. He know he like his sex in the morning, or however you like it. You might like afternoon delight. I don't know. He know what he like. He know he like a 2-seater and not a 4-seater. He know he like high tops and not low tops. You know, he know he want a 2-story house and not a 1-story house. Like, this is somebody who knows what they want, and has quite a bit of it. But that road is blocked. That card is representing the blocked road for the collective. You are worthy of what you desire. We are worthy of what we want. And I know with everything that's going on in the world, it's like you got to work 4 or 5 jobs to live the life that you deem comfortable. So for many of you, you need to reassess what a comfortable life looks like for you. The key to opening that road, I am actually going to use another deck for that, because I feel like the message is in the Angels of Abundance deck. Sever vows of poverty. You deserve what you desire. This is reminding me of this song that I used on Instagram for a post that I made about closing out the To Dine on Self-True coaching program applications. And the girl is saying, come get what you deserve. I cannot think of the words. Come get what you deserve. It's like when you get through playing, when you get through doubting yourself, when you get through letting these other people tell you what you can't have and what you can't do, come get what you deserve. Sever those vows of poverty. For many of us, the vows of poverty were made in other lifetimes, where we, instead of choosing freedom, instead of choosing the life that we desire with who we desire it with, we decided to live a life in lack, in bondage. And in this lifetime, we are being called to be free. Horses represent freedom. If you have not checked out Gene Key 55 by it's in Richard Rudd's Gene Keys book. He's 65 Gene Keys, and Gene Key 55 is the one that's most relevant to to 2026, and it's basically like light language that helps to unlock stagnant energy within you. And this particular one, it unlocks that within you that is not free. It helps you to unlock within your DNA freedom. And so that very much aligns with this message of severing vows of poverty, no longer settling for less, no longer making decisions out of lack, no longer aligning with people out of lack. And it starts with knowing that you're worthy. If you are God, in essence, if you are created in God's image, you are God's child, why wouldn't you deserve the very best of what God has to offer? And asking that question, I'm pretty sure some of y'all coming up with all kinds of excuses. Well, I did this and I did that. And then one time when I was in high school, I had cheated on this test and da-da-da-da, coming up with all these excuses why you don't deserve. And God is saying, shut the fuck up. You know, I believe God cussed. I believe God has a shadow. But that's a whole nother TED talk for another day. But yeah, we need to sever vows of poverty and stop making excuses for why we can't have the abundance that we deserve, why we can't have our birthright. So the card says, Dear one, there is no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. Don't just focus on the vows of poverty that you've made recently, that the things that you settle for. Do the work to change it across lifetimes in all directions, past, present, and future. Vowing not to live like that any longer, changing that shit for your lineage. So I love that for y'all. At the bottom of the deck is windfall of abundance. That is exactly what is on the other side for y'all. The open road ahead contains a windfall of abundance. And they got the nerve to have Santa Claus out here. At least he not fat though. Like, not fat shaming at all, but you know they only put Big Santa on the images to symbolize Christmas or whatever. They actually got a petite Santa out here. But it says an increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms, some of them unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. We got shit to do, y'all. And the divine is sending us the resources, the support, the community, everything that we need to get it set in motion. But we have to take this key, which, the key to open it, and Gene Keys, I'm telling y'all, check that shit out. It's severing vows of poverty. Watch how you talk to yourself. Watch how you treat yourself. Watch what you settle for. Because on the other side of doing that work is a windfall of abundance. It was something else that I wanted to share with y'all. I'm going to get us a closing message. For many of us, we need to change our mind around what abundance looks like for us. So many people associate abundance with money and money only. I'm here to tell you that is not abundance. Abundance is having more than enough of whatever you need and want. So what does abundance look like for you? Because abundance for me is like free time. The idea of waking up in the morning without an alarm clock is abundant to me. Making money in my sleep, that's abundant to me. Spending time with people who I like being around, who feed my energy and don't drain it, that's abundant to me. What's your definition of abundance? Good sex, that's abundance. Don't be ashamed of what you think is abundant. It's your birthright. You're supposed to have it. So, Spirit, what's the closing message for the collective as we close this thing on out? And then I'm going to come back around with a Patreon message for you guys with a crystal prescription and some correspondence about working with the energy of, aligning with the energy of Oya and reflection of 2025 and Obatala as we move into 2026. The card that fell out Directly on top of Sever Vows of Poverty is don't stop. For many of you, the thing that is the key, not only working with Gene Key 55, but you've already started unlocking that door. Don't stop. Whatever work you've been doing, the work you were doing to shed that skin in 2025, keep going. Don't quit. I know you're tired, you exhausted, you got a lot on your plate, got a lot of responsibility, you don't have a whole lot of support, people rooting for you, or who even understands the journey that you're on. But do not stop, because you're on the way to this windfall of abundance. Just having to do that work to declutter your life. Decluttering ain't just about things, it's about people and energy, shit within you. Like, do that, finish doing that cleanup, finish getting things organized and put in place. Have those conversations that you need to have, whether it's to usher in something new or usher out something old. You know what I'm saying? Get clear with yourself on what you want, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, with who you want it with. That is organization. That is decluttering, so that you can focus. What is the prize? What is it that you're being led to focus on? And what would be a distraction to that? What would work against that? Who would work against that? They either in the huddle or they out the huddle. At the bottom of the deck, because there's something better. There's something better for you. Do not settle. 2026 is a new beginning. You're being initiated into living an abundant life. Do not settle for less than abundance. Do not settle for less than peace. Do not settle for less than a healthy nervous system, a regulated nervous system. Do not settle for less than living a life of reconciliation and lightness and grace, love, ultimately. I hope this message found y'all well. If it did not find you well, I hope that it leaves you well. Again, if you're wanting more information about 2026, check me out over on Patreon. I will also be posting new and full moon readings over there, so there'll be plenty of content coming through exclusively as we're building community over on Patreon. I don't know how much I'm gonna be over here on YouTube, as I'm about to get started with the To Thine Own Self Be True trial cohort. Shout out to my people who applied and who will be taking this next leg of the journey with me. So yeah, as I am shifting gears and getting focused and keeping my eye on the prize, I don't know how much I'm gonna be down here in these YouTube streets bringing forth messages, but I do hope to see y'all soon with some kind of message. But yeah, y'all, with that being said, if you're needing a personal reading, feel free to hit me up. And Happy New Year. Peace.